Hello, this is Florida Man Coasters here. I'm going to be talking about Phoenix Rising in Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, in Tampa, Florida. This ride originally opened in July of 2024, aka last year, and this ride is a family inverted coaster by Bolliger and Mabillard. This ride seemed to be an interesting ride, to say the least, because we have not gotten anything really like it by B&M in the United States, with it being the only B&M family inverted coaster in the United States, because the other two are in China. And both of them were made in 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. And this ride is a unique ride, I would say. Not very much in the ride experience, but I would say in the novelty of it being a B&M family inverted coaster, more than it just being a unique family inverted coaster, to be honest. Because Vekoma does things very similar and at a as high of quality. This ride, I would say, is pretty solid quality. But I would say it has some issues, but let's get into the ride experience. So you first go up the lift hill, which has a very good view of the safari area and all of that, and Kumba and all these other rides. And it's a very good, nice, scenery you see. And then you go down the drop into the overbank, which is pretty cool. The first half of this ride is pretty cool, and then you go through a bunch of low to the ground turns, all these other things, and it's very picturesque and pretty okayly forceful. And nothing, it's good for a family coaster, to say the least. And the ride then ends after about 30-40 seconds of a ride time. It's a quite short ride, but it's good, and it didn't really have that many issues in the layout section of it. But I would say, operations wise, there is a very major issue with this only running one train, which is very bad for a ride for a park like Busch Gardens, Tampa. This park has some of the highest attendance of any park really in the U.S., or at least in Florida, and this ride really does not help the capacity, because this is only one train. It really doesn't operate and get people through very well. So I think that something that is an issue with Phoenix Rising is that it doesn't have any capacity. And really, there's one more complaint I have, which is about the smoothness of this ride, which I would say this ride is very much not smooth. This ride has this rattle that a lot of modern B&Ms have had. We don't know why it has them, but Penguin Trek's had it. Several other rides have had it. Orion had it. It seems like a very prevalent issue with modern B&Ms, which is very unfortunate, because they are normally well known for very good quality. But it seems like something has slightly changed. We don't know what it is exactly. There's something that's changed with their building quality that's caused some of the rides to rattle. Because it's not the soil, because there's parks across all of the United States that all have this same issue. So it's obviously something with B&M. But that's a main complaint. But overall, I think this ride is pretty good. And the theming is really good in the queue line. It's a really good family coaster. And really, there's not too many complaints, except that there's a rattle and then the operations are very slow. But yeah, I think this ride is overall good quality, and there's really nothing much to say bad about it either. So overall, I think this ride is good. If you go to Busch Gardens, Tampa, I think you should ride it. And if you have kids or something, I think this is a good ride for them to go on. This is not too wild of a ride. It's pretty good. But if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.